Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Real Sports Updates here. Back again with another video. So let's jump right into it. You guys see the title, you see the thumbnail. Should the Chargers trade for Roquan Smith? I think the simple answer at this point right now would be no. But I think if you really look at it and you dig deeper, there is a case for the Chargers trading for him. And it could work out a little bit, and that's kind of what I want to get into a little bit right now. So I'm sure you guys have seen the news all over the place. Roquan Smith has requested a trade from the Chicago Bears. You know, and everything that I've read and seen, he is upset with the organization because he feels like they are not negotiating in good faith with him. He's in the last year of his rookie deal, and he is a $9.7 million cap hit now. I think he's on I believe this is his 5th year option now. Basically, he's came out and said that he does not trust the organization. So that is a very decisive statement on his part. And that pretty much, puts the onus on the Bears to actually trade him. Now, he is going to be an unrestricted free agent next season. So I do think that the Bears are going to move him. Now, it's just going to depend on them how fast they do it, how slow they do it. I think they should, try to search for the best deal that they can get, the best compensation that they can get. But this guy's going to be an unrestricted free agent next year. So as far as a franchise tag goes, I don't think that is in play, especially when he's come out and pretty much trashed the organization now, right? You kind of have to move on from him, So I do think that the Bears do move on from him. Now, everything that I've seen, as far as landing spots for him, the Chargers have been on pretty much every list. And, there's been a bunch of them, top 5 landing places. I've seen top 3, top 4, whatever. The Chargers have been on every list that I have seen. And it does make sense, right? Roquan Smith is one of the best linebackers in the NFL. He is a Georgia Bulldog, right? I referenced the Georgia Bulldogs in a couple of videos that I've done. But he's one of the best linebackers in the league, right? He does things that a lot of other linebackers cannot. He is very good at diagnosing plays, taking that first step. And, he's a guy, he can pile up the tackles for losses, in any game, right? He can 3 or 4 tackles for losses just because he can diagnose plays and he's so quick. He can get through those A and B gaps. He can rush the passer. He can do a lot of things, and he's a great tackler as well too. So he's one of the best linebackers in the league, very well rounded. If the Chargers want to, if they really feel like they need to trade for a linebacker, right now would be the time, right? Coming into camp, the linebacker spot was already a weak spot on this defense. As good as this defense has been in camp and, as highly touted as it was even in the offseason, right, with all the transactions, the Khalil Mack trade, all of the free agent signings, the one weak spot was defense. I did a Kenneth Murray video last week. I detailed, maybe he can have a comeback season. But as of this moment right now, he's on the PUP list, right? So he is not able to perform, and, he possibly won't even get on the field and see any action until, possibly week 3, 4, maybe 5, whatever. There really is no timetable set for him right now. He had the ankle surgery in the offseason, so there is not a whole lot of news on that front. Drew Tranquil, another starting linebacker, he is injured as well right now too. So the Chargers have been, pretty much forced to go to, the second unit guys and, even some guys who are on the bubble who might not even make the roster. They're getting first team reps at this point right now. I know Nieman is a guy he played with the Chargers last year. He was a rookie. He had a pretty decent rookie season. I know he's been getting a lot of reps with the injuries, but he's no Roquan Smith. So the thing is that if the Chargers really want to get better at linebacker, this trade is there. Now, again, he is a $9.7 million cap hit, and I think a trade to the Chargers only works if the Chargers have it in their head to move on from Kenneth Murray. If that is the case, if that's what the Chargers want to do, then I think they can probably work it out. I think in a trade like this, the Chargers are going to have to get rid of somebody. There's going to have to be somebody coming off of the books to accommodate the $9.7 million cap hit that Roquan Smith would bring. So there would have to be at least one player involved in this. I think possibly Kenneth Murray. If the Chargers are already done with him, and it doesn't seem like they are, it seems like they're going to be patient with him. But you never know when players like this come available. moves get made, decisions get made, and it is a winning business, right? So, I wouldn't be surprised if that were to happen, but I don't know. I just don't think the Chargers are there right now at this point. But Kenneth Murray is a $3.5 million cap hit. So to get his $3.5 million off the books, and bring in Roquan Smith 9.7, now you have a difference of $6.2 million. So that's how much salary the Chargers would have to eat in a trade if they did decide to give up Kenneth Murray. The kicker to this whole situation is that Roquan Smith is going to be an undrafted free agent. So do the Chargers trade for him for just this year, right? Is it a mercenary situation, right? Is he a hired gun, so to speak? Is he somebody that Brandon Staley, Tom Telesco feel like he can give the Chargers a very, very good season, right, from start all the way to the postseason and increase their chances to possibly make a Super Bowl run and, let him test the market out? That could be in play as well, too, because there are going to be contracts coming up, right? Derwin James is going to get paid. Justin Herbert is going to get paid. We know these core guys are going to get paid, and the salary cap is going to, really balloon a little bit. The cap space is going to shrink. So if you're looking at a long-term solution, I don't think Roquan Smith is the guy for a long-term solution as far as, the linebacker position goes. But again, if the Chargers are willing to move on from Kenneth Murray and start all over, Roquan Smith could be a guy that you bring in for just this year, right? Because I just don't see, the Chargers just don't have the money to pay Derwin James this year, Justin Herbert next year. Then the following year, you're going to have Rashawn Slater. You're going to want to get him locked up. He's one of the best left tackles in the league. And the money is just not going to be there for that long-term commitment to Roquan Smith. I think he is better suited for a team with a quarterback who's on a rookie contract, who is really not in the mix to get paid quickly, right? Maybe if you look at like New England with Mac Jones, right? He's not going to get paid anytime soon. So maybe he fits in there for a couple of years. I know Bill Belichick would love to have a guy like that. That's the one team that stands out to me. Possibly, maybe Philadelphia, the Jalen Hurts thing, you don't know if he's going to get paid. And if he does get paid, he probably won't be getting the type of money that, a Justin Herbert or a Patrick Mahomes is going to get. So maybe he fits there. But I just don't think it's feasible right now for the Chargers. It would be nice to have him, but as far as the long-term implications of this, it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And, from the standpoint of the Chargers having to give up draft compensation, with everybody, getting paid, right? Everybody with the paydays coming up with Herbert, with Derwin James, you're going to need draft picks to fill out the rest of the team, right? You can only pay so many guys top dollar. So you're going to need some draft picks. The Chargers are going to need all the draft picks that they have. They're going to need to draft well. They're going to need to develop the players that they do draft. So there's not really a drop-off as far as talent goes. So in a Roquan Smith deal, the Chargers would for sure have to give up some of that draft compensation. And as far as the future goes, I just don't think that it's worth it for maybe just 1 year. I wouldn't pull the trigger. The Chargers have made so many transactions this offseason. They really have improved the team. As far as roster rankings go, the Chargers are at the top. They're up there with Buffalo. They're up there with Kansas City. They're up there with Tampa Bay. They have so much talent on both sides of the ball. So at this point right now, I think that would be a greedy move, and I just don't think that it would really work out as far as long-term planning goes, as far as long-term success, right? You want to have as much long-term success as you can have. This is not just a one-and-done thing, right? Justin Herbert is not in year 15. This is only going to be year 3. So to take a chance and to kind of risk, the cap and to kind of risk the cap flexibility that you have on a guy who might just be in town for 1 year, it's really not worth it to me. Maybe it is to some other people, but just to me, if I was making the decision, I would look at everything. I would look at these numbers. I would run numbers. I would even possibly talk to Chicago and see what they're willing to take, in exchange for Roquan Smith. But at the end of the day, if the deal really wasn't, to my liking, then I would not pull the trigger. But that's me. I just don't think that it's worth it. The Chargers have a good core in place. They are making strides. They have one of the best rosters in the league, and I just don't the greedy moves. I just don't think it's worth it. I think the Chargers just got to go with who they have in the linebacker room now. You're gonna get Drew Tranquil back. Hopefully within a couple of weeks. I think he'll be ready for Week 1. Kenneth Murray's is much more of a question mark, but he will be playing at some point this season. So I think you kind of just have to hold out and wait for these guys, and hope that they perform. But as of right now, I just don't think that it's a feasible trade that the Chargers go out and get Roquan Smith. Like I said, it would be nice because he is one of the best defensive players in all of football, but I just don't think it really is feasible for the Chargers right now. But that's all I got for this one, guys. I kind of just wanted to cover this. I've been seeing a lot of news coverage of Roquan Smith, and I've been seeing a lot of Charger stuff out there, related to Roquan Smith. But again, I just don't think it's feasible. I would be surprised. I would be shocked if it happened. But, we've seen crazier things happen before. So I'm not going to rule it out. But the likelihood of it, I think, is low. So again, that's all I got for this video, guys. I will be back tomorrow with much more content. We're going to be getting closer to this game on Saturday, which I may not go to. We'll see. I'll decide, possibly Friday. But that's all I got for this one. Be back with more content. Thank you guys for all the support. Thank you for all of the likes, all of the views. And shout out to all my new subscribers. Really appreciate you guys. But until next time, I will see you guys tomorrow.